All right, so my name's Eli. I like studying languages, and I've been studying Russian since I was in college. So I decided to try and make a Django app for learning Russian. So I didn't know anything about Django when I started, but I found an open source Russian dictionary with a frequency list, and so I decided to scrape a bunch of data from it using beautiful soup. So I scraped a bunch of conjugation information, I scraped example sentences, and then I fed all of that through Amazon's Poly API to get text-to-speech. So audio files for all of the example sentences, the conjugations, that sort of thing. So what did I do with the data? I put it into models, which is what you do with Django, I guess. So I have three models, basically. It's a very simple layout. Verb model that has conjugation information, example model that has examples. It's many to one to verbs, because a verb typically has, let's say, 5 to 10 examples. And then a performance per example model that stores user performance data. The performance per example model has a spaced repetition algorithm, the SuperMemo2 algorithm specifically, which I just lifted from the internet because it's not that complicated to write, although I'm not sure I understand it fully. So let's just go ahead and take a look. So you get this lovely landing page that's probably kind of hard to see. And you can, if you're logged in, you get a verb list that is organized by the due date if you've already studied a verb. So based on the SuperMemo2 algorithm, it'll come up with when you should next study it, or the frequency number if you have not studied it. So if you click one of these, you get taken to a verb details page where you can see example sentences and their translations. You can play the conjugation audio and the example audio. You probably can't hear that, unfortunately. But if I hit the start quiz button, you get these actual quiz questions. So basically, it pulls the most overdue example if there, or rather, an unstudied example if there is one, or the most overdue example if you've studied all of the examples. So you've got like multiple choice quiz questions. I'm going to get this one wrong, and it will tell me that. OK. Before you move on, you need to type the correct answer. So I can switch to my Russian keyboard here, and the continue link will work. So it'll do 4 different quiz types, take average quiz scores, and then update your model. And it goes through with 3 different examples, those 4 different quiz types. So if I switch back to my presentation here, come on. OK. Maybe. OK. So this is just kind of what I talked about. You log in, you see the verb list. You can take a quiz. You go through this process. After you're done with your quiz, you get a nice little quiz summary that tells you how you did on every single question. It tells you your average scores. And then it bumps you back out to the list. So I want to thank my mentor, Steve. I don't think he was able to make it tonight. I didn't see him. But he helped me a lot. I didn't know anything about Django, although I was familiar with HTML and CSS a little bit. So I did do a little work with the Django REST framework and integrating Vue.js. I'd like to do more with that, figure out how to make single-page web applications. I did not write any tests. So that's something I could certainly have improved upon if I had had more time. But that's basically it.